Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about buying your first home, which can be very rewarding for a lot of people. But lately, with the last 2 years, we've seen housing prices has gone through the roof, and in some places there's been even some bidding wars. The questions a lot of people are asking is, with housing going up so fast, are we going to see a correction in the housing market? Now, remember, not all housing markets are equal. Some markets we're going to see some changes and fluctuations, and other markets we're not. Maybe places like New York, some places in California, and in Florida, we're not going to see much price corrections. But a lot of other places in the country, there will be some price corrections, and we're going to explore some of that. So, what exactly caused all this price increases, and what's going on with that? During COVID, the Federal Reserve kept rates to nearly zero. Now, with rates being so low, it's easier to service debt. And in the housing market, where there are more buyers than sellers, with rates being so low, people can afford more housing, $600,000, $700,000, which they normally would not be able to afford had the interest rate be a little higher. With rates being this low for this long, and the Treasury and the government printing more money than we ever have in our history within the last 2 years, increasing the money supply by that much, you are going to cause inflation. In fact, we have not seen this level of inflation in 40 years. The Federal Reserve's job is to slow down inflation and not have runaway inflation. One of the tools in the Federal Reserve toolbox to stamp down inflation is by raising interest rates. This article is from Bloomberg. It reads, Powell is ready to back half a point hike in May if necessary. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said that the central bank is prepared to raise interest rate by half a percentage point at this next meeting if needed, deploying a more aggressive tone towards curbing inflation than he used just a few days earlier. Policymakers raised the benchmark lending rate by a quarter point at their meeting last week, ending 2 years of near zero borrowing cost, and signals 6 more hikes at that magnitude this year. Based on the median projection, Powell indicated that half-point hikes may be on the table when policymakers next gather May 3rd, 4th, and at subsequent sections. With the Federal Reserve raising interest rate, that the Federal Reserve has caused an inverted yield curve. So in case you're not an economist, what is an inverted yield curve? An inverted yield curve is when the short-term interest rate is higher than the long-term interest rate. What does that mean to you? So that means that TV that you're going to buy is going to cost you a little bit more money to buy the things that you need on credit. Now, small businesses which need short-term loans, the rate on those short-term loans are going to be higher, which is going to cost them more money to also borrow. So the Federal Reserve may inadvertently cause a recession by raising interest rate in this manner. Typically what happens is, as the Federal Reserve raises interest rates, the price of houses typically goes down or it will stabilize. In some markets, we are going to see a lot of correction in some markets, and some other markets, not so much. Maybe what you'll see is the prices may stabilize a little bit and not typically go up, or we're going to see the houses stay a little longer on the market. They're not going to sell as quickly, as the Federal Reserve is really worrying about inflation. They do not want inflation to get out of hand and out of control. And this is one of the ways they use to manage inflation. I've done some research on which housing market will be affected by this, which ones are we going to see major correction in. CoreLogic piled together data from all over the country and to see where the prices are going, which markets we should expect to see a correction in, and which were markets that were not. According to CoreLogic, U.S. prices growth registered a year-over-year increase of 20% in February, another series high and marking 12 months of consecutive double-digit gains. Annual price growth has been recorded every month for the past decade. While prospective buyers outnumber sellers, a record low number of homes for sale remain the primary culprit for the rapid price gains. The CoreLogic HPI Home Price Index forecast shows national year-over-year appreciation slowing to 5% by February 2023, as rising interest rates are expected to sideline even more buyers. It's going to cost you a little bit more money to borrow, so typically people are going to borrow less. And if homes are staying no longer on the market for sale, sellers are going to be forced to possibly come down in their prices a little bit, as is going to cost buyers a lot more money to buy. New listings have not kept up with large number of families looking to buy. This balance between an insufficient number of owners looking to sell relative to buyers searching for a home has led to record appreciation of the past 12 months. Higher prices and mortgage rates erode buyers' affordability and should dampen demand in coming months, leading to the moderation in price growth in our forecast. So what they've done is they look at the top 10 metro changes. The CoreLogic H Home Price Index provides measures for multiple market segments referred to as tiers based on the property type, price, time between sales, loan type, conforming versus non-conforming, and distressed sales. Broad national coverage is available from the national level down to zip code, including non-disclosure states. These large cities continue to experience price increases in February, with Phoenix on top at 30.4% year over year. So as you can see on this graph here, I mean, look at Phoenix. I mean, 30%. I believe a lot of that is probably a lot of Californian buyers, a lot of people from California that's relocating to Phoenix, driving up the home prices. We've seen, look at Las Vegas and San Diego, that's surprising. Denver, a lot of places are experiencing a lot of action here. What are some of the key indicators of a price correction in the market? You see the price of houses or price of homes in a certain area that is continuously going up, but the income of that area is not getting higher. There's no new industries moving in, there are no new jobs being added, or the jobs being added is moving at a slow pace, but the housing prices keep going up. Those are some of the key indicators for price correction in that specific market. The CoreLogic Market Risk Indicator, a monthly update of the overall health of housing markets across the country, predicts that Lake Havasu Kingman, Arizona is at risk. 50 to 70% probability of a decline in home prices over the next 12 months. Prescott, Arizona is also at risk, 50 to 70%, while Bridgeport, Stamford, Norwalk, Connecticut, Hartford, Connecticut, and urban Honolulu, Hawaii are at a moderate risk between 25 to 50% of a decline. And here's the graph right here, as you can see that. So if you're in these markets, if you're looking to buy in those areas, you might want to sit it out for a little bit. As the Federal Reserve continues to raise rates for the year, as they plan on doing it for 6 more times, what you're going to see is you will see a stabilization in the housing market, and that might be a good entry point for a lot of buyers. This might be a good time to buy. Guys, it's very time consuming to gather all this information and put all this together for you guys. If you found value in some of the information that I provided, please give it a thumbs up and hit the like button. Leave a comment in the section below. Did I forget something? Was there something more you wish I added in this video? Please let me know. Thank you.